Hi, I thought I'd do a quick inbox review of one of the kits I got at Telford. Starting off, we've got here the HobbyBoss Hawk T Mark 1A 1/48 scale. Kit number is 81733, and we've got a couple of marking options there on the side. We'll go over those in a bit more detail when we get to the instructions. And another third option, and a quick preview of the decals. There's a little bit of Photoetch, and obviously this one comes with armament, so that's quite nice. So let's crack her open. Nice bit of box art on the front there, a couple of hawks in the sort of ocean grey camo scheme, so that's nice. What we'll do is we'll put this over here for a second. And we'll start off with the instructions. We've got two lots here. We've got the colour callouts, which we'll come to in a second. But we'll start off with the basic instruction booklet here. Little bit of information, not really on the aircraft as such. It's just about the symbols, methods to apply decals, and a little bit of sort of health and safety type stuff. As with most HobbyBoss kits, the first thing you've got here is the call out of all the parts, decals, a bit of Photoetch, and it lists the unused parts, which is quite nice. So first off, pretty standard really with an aircraft. We go straight into the seats. They look to be quite detailed. You've got a bit of Photoetch for them. The cockpit, decals for the cockpit. I don't know what they're like at the moment, but take a look at those. And then the main two halves go together here. Now, they don't indicate any weight in the nose here, but I reckon this could end up being a tail sitter if we're not careful. So I would put, if we can, we'll see, if we can fit a bit of weight in there, I think we'll get something there just to be on the safe side. Then it pretty much comes together quite quickly. We've sort of got the sort of front part here, the heads-up display type parts, air brake at the back here. Doesn't look like it can be deployed open, although we'll see, maybe there's some more further on. Two halves going together, and then you actually come in with the canopy glass. I think when I come to do this, this will be left right till the end. The intakes here, they seem to be one piece by the looks of things, so hopefully they'll be good. We've then got the sort of rear engine part going in, horizontal stabilisers in the tail. None of these bits can be posable, you know, the movable parts. Wheelbase, holes need to be drilled, obviously for the polylons for the weapons. And we've got the tops of the wings going on, various bits and pieces here, nose. Then we really come onto the landing gear, front nose. Oh no, the air brake can actually be closed open, here we go. And then we've got the main wheels going on, and that's probably almost it, I should think. Maybe some, oh no, then we've got obviously the landing gear doors, various little bumps and lumps going on here. Cannon, I would imagine that's not for all variants, although it doesn't indicate which variants that's applicable to. And then we've kind of got the last bits and pieces on here. And then finally you've got a number of options here for sort of rocket pods, bombs, missiles and fuel tanks, and then it gives you a layout here. So that's quite good, fairly straightforward build by the looks of things. We then come on to the colour markers, which is always nice to have a proper colour call out. We've got this lovely sort of grey, green, dark green, I think it's ocean grey probably, or dark sea green, sorry, dark sea grey, sorry. Nice, obviously we've got the weapons call out here. We've then got this one here, which is a test pilot school. So again, although the cannon, they don't indicate, this quite clearly wouldn't be fitted, I wouldn't have thought, on this one. And then we've got another flying training school version here. This is I think this is a fairly well known one with the sort of tiger on it. Now again, I wouldn't have thought the cannon would be fitted as, or any weaponry on these ones, but I may be wrong. Colour callouts here, you get a variety of Vallejo, Model Masters, Tamiya, which is quite nice, and Humbrol. So I missed the Hobby, of course. So you've got most things covered there, although some of them obviously are missing. Certainly, obviously the only ones that you can actually get them all in according to this is the Mr. Hobby, but I'm sure if you were careful you could match these up. I know for a fact that Vallejo do a dark sea grey, so there shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Match those up. Yeah, good choice. There's 3 markings there, so that's nice. I think actually what we'll do is it's on top. We'll have a quick look at the decals before we crack on to the plastic parts. Always nice with the HobbyBoss kits, they're nicely sealed up. And obviously these are sellotaped, so let's carefully cut these so you can take a look here. Try not to damage anything. Fairly typical HobbyBoss, I would say. They're pretty good. I don't know. They're quite glossy. The carrier film looks a little thick, but generally they do out of HobbyBoss kits I've built before. The decals are normally okay. They're not too much of a drama. The colours though, I don't know, maybe they're a bit more accurate than you realise, but they look a little bit, the reds look a little bit wishy-washy to me, but I don't know, see what you think. But certainly the print, all printed nicely in register. Tigers look good if you're going to go for that scheme, so that's pretty good. You get the detonation cord for the, sorry, it's not very well in focus and the light I'm afraid is burning it out a bit. The detonation cord for the glass for the canopy. I don't know how well that's going to work. There's a decal, but we shall see. We've then got a second little sheet here which has got a few, I would imagine it's the weapons decals. Yeah, it is. And we've got the instrument panels. I have to say they look pretty good. I think for this scale I may use those, and they're not bad at all. So that's quite nice. Okay, let's crack on with the parts. First sprue that comes out is the cockpit by the looks of things. Mostly cockpit parts, I would think. So yeah, so we've got the front wheel well there. We've then got the 2 instrument panels, which actually, well, you can see that they're pretty good. I would think, if you were going to just paint them, you wouldn't have. They'd look pretty good if you bit dry brushing, careful painting. Would look nice. We've got some nice raised details here on the cockpit tub itself. All the parts are pretty good. They look. There's no obvious flash with a tiny bit there. No, that all looks pretty good to me. We've then got the main fuselage part here. Oops, I didn't cut that very well, sorry about that. So again, nice, actually very fine. I don't know how well you can see that, but you've got some nice textured raised rivets at the rear end here. And then we've got some lovely recessed, very delicate recessed, nicely recessed panel lines there on both parts. Some other small parts here all look good. No real dramas there at all that I can see. Just bring that a bit closer for you so you can see, hopefully see pick up the detail. So yeah, mix of raised and recessed, nice. Then we go on to the wings. Again, we've got some nice recessed panel lines here. It all looks nicely moulded, clear, crisp. Some reasonable amount of detail there in the wheelbase. Some pipe work and things like that. It should look pretty good. Nothing really untoward there that I can see. Looks nice. Go on to this part, which has got various bits and bobs on it, mainly landing gear by the looks of things. So we've got like the one piece nozzles, so you shouldn't have any nasty interior seam lines or anything to clean up there. Hopefully they'll go on and fit nicely, so you shouldn't have a lot of filling or sanding or anything like that to do. The landing gear itself is pretty good. You've got a bit of brake pipe work here for the hydraulics. Again, it looks flash free, it's all pretty crisp. You've even got a bit of detail there in the sort of engine, so that's all nice here. Again, the gun pod, I don't know how well you can see this, got some nice Revit detail, recessed panel lines, etc. Really, really nice. Then we've got the front part of the plane. Again, very fine recessed panel lines. Just be careful with these. Too much paint, I think it's going to have to be fairly careful with your painting. But it's all nice. It's a nice plastic. There is some, I don't think you'll see these. There'll be the cockpit tub. Obviously you've got some bits and pieces there. There's a bit of sidewall detail, etc. So that's good. Now we've got weapons set and wheels by the looks of things in this one. Nicely protected. It's always good the way HobbyBoss do take some care and attention on these things. Are they the same? Yes. So I'm going to put one of those out of the way. Put that over there. Again, there is a tiny little bit of flash there, but again nothing. What's nice, which actually is quite unusual on some of these kits, I mean, I know Airfix have been doing it for a while, but a lot of the other manufacturers seem to be a bit slow on the uptake. But you've got weight on wheels, which is nice. Again, everything's nicely moulded. There's no real issues, sink marks or injection pin marks in odd places that should cause you any dramas. No, that all looks. Sorry, bring that in so you can have a quick look. Wheels are quite nice. Rocket pods, etc. Nice. Okay, so we're coming over to the last few bits here. Tail part, I think that is. Again, you've got some nice recessed. It's not too deep. But give the camera a bit of chance to sort that out. Nice. I suspect there's going to be much the same here for the horizontal stabilisers. There's not much to them really, but they look nice again. Then we've got the last few bits here. I'm just going to clear some of this out of the way. The seats, quite a lot of parts to the seats actually. They look quite nice. What we've got here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 6 parts here. Plus, I think there's the Photoetch, etc. You know, for out of the box seats, they do look quite nice. They'd probably build up to quite a nice seat. I think the thing with the, well, as we see here, I think the thing with the Hawk particularly is you've got a very large clear canopy. So you know, if you are going to, as you can see from these parts, it's quite a large canopy. So you're going to see a lot of inside detail, even with the canopy closed. So I think it pays to have good, I would probably look to go resin for the seats, although the rest of the detail looks pretty good. But I mean, even if you didn't, I think the kit parts are quite nice. So as I've opened the glass, the clear, let's have a look. Lovely. There's no horrible centre seam to sort out. They're very clear. Perhaps not the clearest I've seen, but nevertheless really, really nice. There's no defects or spidering or any horrible bits to worry about in there. So they're lovely clear parts. And it's a big, for a small plane, it's a big bit of glass. Sorry, it's bring that in. So you want it clear, we want to show off that nice cockpit detail. So that's good, and again it's all been nicely protected. I think we will try to get it back in its protective clear parts without breaking it. Nothing worse than when I come to build it to find that I've managed to damage it. And last of all, not the most exciting part of it, but we've got some sort of little lights and various clear parts, but again it all looks good. Sort of wingtip lights and things like that, all lovely and clear, no flash, nothing really to give us any concern there. Oh, and there is another little piece in here. I think one is for the clear, is for within the canopy, and I think this is the nose, clear nose if I remember rightly. Put those back in there. So the only bits we've got left actually is another piece of paper, usual sort of stuff, what's coming soon, new for 2014 in this case, and obviously the Hawk being one of them, and a little tiny piece of Photoetch. Let's just have a quick, oh no, it's two pieces, one obviously I guess for each seat. I think they are any seat bit Photoetch from, sorry, I've managed, the tape's not being very good on this, let's cut that. Yeah, it's fairly typical HobbyBoss trumpeter type Photoetch. It's covered in a plastic film, but it's a bit, you know, compared to the Edard Photoetch, it's quite thick and a little bit more difficult to manage. But you know, it's Photoetch. You've got some Photoetch belts, it's for your seat, the pull cords for the ejection seats by those things, which is always a nice add. So as I say, if you were going to build the seat straight out the kit, I think, you know, with the Photoetch as an add-on, they'd actually look, and a bit of careful painting, they'd actually look pretty good. You probably don't necessarily need to go aftermarket. That's pretty much it. It looks like a nice little kit. I hope to crack on with this one actually fairly soon. But thanks for watching. Cheers.